into game 3.
5 seconds till the
I want to see how they kind of play out without the surprise pick in the box, and how these two teams, because right now the picks are pretty generic. We've seen all of these heroes in this tournament already, and it really comes down to Ed. Uranus gets caught up on goal lane.
My goodness, Doctor trying to escape a little too far behind enemy lines, and Merciless able to take first blood in 30 seconds. But Tamal trying to go in, but leaving as it looks like he wasn't really gonna go for that clash. That is first blood on the side of Area 77, a 30-second first blood at that.
That was a very good positioning from Merciless and Cho, just kind of expecting where your enemies is gonna walk into, and then knowing that with Cho, with the early game aggression, also Esmeralda early game, like level 1, she's stronger than Uranus and Brock especially. So that was very nicely done on Area 77 side.
Now looking, at New Wave's composition right now, they have a very beefy team, not really too much of a high damage output team outside of that Aerithel and that Lunox. So we are going to see possibly, them being more of a frontline team, but is that enough to kind of go against, Area 77's composition? In terms of conditions right now, we have to see Wanwan win inside of that gold lane and get her items as fast as possible, as you do see Gauss Cutie kind of protecting her over on the gold side.
New Wave, they need to get the Aerithel fed. If the Aerithel snowballs and she gets fed in early game, Aerithel will be very hard to deal with for Area 77. We know how much damage Aerithel can contribute to the team fight if she gets her farm early in the game. So for New Wave especially, they really need to work on getting this marksman farm.
Gauss Cutie trying to go in for a Joppa, but unable to really take her out. We do see the first turtle of the game in play right now with the heavy presence on New Wave.
And we're seeing like the kind of difference here where New Wave is actually doing the turtle, and then we have Dairoth, the jungler, on Area 77 side. They decided to take their buff and kind of play a different route as they did last game.
We've almost seen a potential choke by New Wave as well, but looks like they tried to push off, didn't really want to go for it. Gonna focus on these objectives right now, and that's kind of key right now. Both of these teams able to play at that higher level. Hoagie going against In right there on that red buff, but looks like In didn't want to take it. He is going to go back, not being too greedy, and I kind of respect that. You don't really know whose favor this is leaning toward right now, and you don't want to give any team an additional advantage that's not needed.
Area 77, they need to wait at least around 8 to 10 minutes of the game for Wanwan to at least get all her 3 core items in for the team to really see kind of more damage done and reach towards for Wanwan's power spike. But overall for the entire team, like for Sicilian, needs to at least wait for 12 minutes. So I think around mid game is kind of where we see Area 77 kind of shine.
Now, I will say for Area 77, we don't see too much set potential outside of Gauss Cutie, with the way of the dragon. So it will be a little bit hard for them to maintain that frontline position going into these clashes. But they do have the Sicilian, the later this game goes, the more damage he'll be able to do. And also just having that Wanwan in the mix, getting that crossbow tank or potential wipeout on the team is what they are going to need to win this game 3.
It looks like there's a 4-man rotation up onto gold lane by New Wave. Wanwan might get caught right here.
A little bit of a clash, not too much of a gain for either side. It's good defense on the side of Area 77 right now. Like I said, both teams are kind of just reading each other out, not being too much of an aggressor, just taking a little bit of gold they can and waiting, for somebody on the opposing side to kind of overextend.
The turtle spawn again. It looks like Bambu's already on the turtle, but with Dairoth drafted as jungler, I guess for Dairoth as a jungler, early game, he just really needs to get his own farm, and it's not the best to contest these objectives against the Thamos, against the Lunox, against the Grok at this early game yet.
Do you see the clash currently going on the bottom side? Dogtor able to get away. But yeah, in terms of objectives right now, it's leaning on the side of New Wave. Not really too much of a contest or a contest at all in terms of the turtle plays right now. So looks like maybe Area 77's plan is just for the Dairoth to kind of focus on his farm in the jungle and go for the opposing lanes of the turtle. But right now, like I said, in terms of the way this game is going, New Wave definitely has the heavier focus objective-wise.
Yeah, A77 just needs to kind of get their farm early game for Cillian to get her stacks, get his stacks up. For 1-1 to build the core items, and Diroth also needs to farm out a little bit. It's a hard contest early game against New Wave. A little bit of clash going on in goal lane.
But still, you know, kind of those, you know, a little bit of a dance, not really overextending, just trying to wait for one side to kind of, you know, cross the border. But it didn't seem like either team kind of benefited right there. But we do see a heavier presence from New Wave right now in the gold lane. Brock possibly trying to go for a choke. And this is what we want to see between both sides. Who is going to be the reactive team and who's going to be the team to kind of initiate these clashes.
I like how New Wave, they know that their comp is doing better, like does better in the early game tours, and 1-1 just got demolished right there with that one hit.
Oh my goodness. Now, let's go to winning conditions, okay? Area 77 has Wanwan's one of the best marksmen in the game, but you have to protect her. You have to let her get her farm and get those items. And it looks like New Wave kind of knows this, and they are focusing on taking as much farm as they can and also prioritizing her lane. They were able to take that first tower, but we do see Clash in the mid side as they are going for the mid lane tower as well. New Wave with the focus. They're taking the Lord. They're taking towers. Not even 10 minutes in the game. Looks like it's leaning more in their favor.
And for Area 77, like you said, for winning conditions is their late game. Their late game combo, when one gets her core items, when Cillian gets her stats, that will do a lot of damage. And for late game, if Cho is able to just get one good engage or one good pick off of Airthel, or maybe bait out Lunas's ultimate, that will be a game-changing moment for Area 77 to come back to really like activate your ults to start getting objectives. But right now, before this 10-second mark, at least, there's not much that Area 77 can do against this Thamos jungler.
Now, looking on the bottom side, you do see the 3-stack from a New Wave going for the bottom tower. Not really too much of a contest. It's you know, we have to see Area 77 kind of rotate and help, you know, those offsides, those side lanes in terms of towers. They did lose the top side. They have also lost the bottom side as well. And a heavy clash going in. Ziggy taking out Merciless. New Wave on objectives right now is phenomenal. They are not letting anything go, and they are definitely more of the aggressor. And this is what we wanted to see. You know, this is kind of where they shine at. If they have to be the aggressor of the game. They're not really too good when it comes to being a reactive team. But being the aggressor, looks like Area 77 just can't handle the rotations. But speaking of a clash, Morty able to get the crossbow Tang, taking out Ziggy and defending the bottom tower.
There we go. When Wanwan enters the map, when she enters the chat, we're seeing a bit of a different comment. We're seeing Area 77's come back to life.
Now, I do like this. Currently 3-3, a low kill game, a battle of patience. You know, we did see the bottom lane over on the side of New Wave having the focus and drive, going for those objectives, you know, paying attention to where Area 77 is on the map and going for the opposing lane where there's not too much of a focus on. But Lord T with the crossbow Tang to get that double kill on the defensive side for Area 77. But a clash going on. Crossbow Tang again by Lord T, but unable to get a kill. But we see a heavy presence from Area 77 trying to fight back, trying to take a potential first tower.
Even though the early game did not go their way, but there's still a long time that, like, there's still a lot more coming up for this current match. It's only 8 minutes into the game. The first Lord is spawning. But we're gonna see, you know,
a little bit of an item pick over there. Sicilian taking up that Clock of Destiny, you know, compared with that Lightning Truncheon is gonna, you know, give him the damage that he kind of needs, and, you know, a little bit of the defensive side in terms of sustainability. But a clash going on. The wall has been placed down, and Joppa taking out Gal's Cutie, unable to escape. Looks like New Wave is gonna try and start the snowball. Will they be able to take the first Lord? We see Falling Star move connecting. Merciless going down. We see Merciless able to take out Joppa, and Thomas getting a kill as well. Hoagie able to take out Lunox. What a play on the side of New Wave right now. They are continuing to clash, not pulling back, but Lord T is in the mix. Will he be able to get the crossbow? A Tang. Doctor escaping. Man, aggression on the side of New Wave right now, but it might have costed them as we see a heavy fight inside of the mid lane. Will they be able to take that mid lane tower?
Wanwan's definitely coming back. Coming online in this map. Even though they got the Lord for New Wave side, Area 77 we see the gold difference is only 1,000. At this point of the game, it's only 1,000 gold difference, and they're even on kills, even though behind on objectives. But I think right now is kind of where Area 77's draft is gonna shine more and more as we enter the late stages of the game.
Now, we do see that Lord pushing down. It's not Luminous Lord, just, your regular Lord. Not too much of a threat for Area 77, but this is going to depend on New Wave's rotation. They're going to go for more of the turrets and the objectives. They do take that bottom tower as well. So it looks like we might see a focus on the mid lane tower, leaving Area 77 only with the inhibitor turrets, as they are all focused on the Lord, and New Wave able to secure that mid lane tower, leaving only inhibitor turrets right now. 10 minutes in, 5-5, not a high kill game, but in terms of map awareness, in terms of objective right now, New Wave is everywhere, and they're getting all the plays that they want.
A lot of discipline coming from New Wave as well. They know that it cannot push any further, and the good idea is to retreat right now. And I would even consider maybe kind of freezing the lane so Sicilian cannot get more stats going. And this is what they're doing on top lane right now.
Now, I would say, if I had to ask you, Beth, for Area 77, what would you do in this position right now, only having your inhibitor turrets left on your side?
They're still very much in the game compared to New Wave. Just, right now they just got caught. Right there.
Joppa taking out Pogi. Will we see a potential clash between both sides? Just a little bit of a bloodbath potentially. Will it be too much of an overextend for Area 77 as New Wave is going into the fight, but going on the retreat? Not a fight they wanted to take, and you got to respect it. They have the objectives, they have the lanes, and it's just looking really good in terms of position right now, and it looks like they don't really want to take the risky play and give that up.
Going back to your question, first thing I would not do is I would not walk in the bush like Poggy did just now and die right there. But second thing I think is just to bait out, get a good set from Cho onto this Irithel and bait out Lunox with that Brilliance form, and that's when Sicilian does damage the backline and kind of peel the backline a little bit, and for one to activate that ult.
Yeah, we they do have Sicilian, like you said. The capability of damage that he can dish out, especially when he has all his stacks, is, no one really compares to it in terms of a mage. So that will be one of the conditions going into this fight. But like we said, on this side of Area 77, they don't have much of a frontline presence in terms of sets. And, it will be a little hard in these clashes, especially going against, Tamal with that Grok. We've seen how phenomenal of a tank he is. And just looking at the positioning right now, both teams trying to fight out for the Lord. This will be another regular Lord, but the clash is going on. Looks like Joppa's able to take the Lord, leaning in the favor of New Wave, but the clash is going on. Looks like New Wave is going for blood. Gal's Cutie trying to escape. Joppa taking out Gal's Cutie. What a play on the side of New Wave right now. Also securing the Lord as well.
I feel like for the next Lord, it might be up to maybe Yato and 1-1 and Lord T to secure that Lord, because it's very hard for Pogi to go in to the Lord with the Thamos, with the Grok in the front line, and the Irithel doing damage in the back.
I do like
to secure these objectives.
Looking at these Lord plays, you don't even see the junglers, pulling off the retribution, but Lunox sometimes taking it, Joppa able to get the Lord as well. The focus on their teammates that are not the junglers going for the Lord is phenomenal right now, and Joppa being able to secure that is huge for the side of New Wave, as we do see a clash going on inside of the base for Area 77. The fight is going down. Merciless has been taken out by but Lord T crossbow tank taking out Ziggy. Immortality popped by Grok, but New Wave is possibly forced a retreat right now, as it looks like the defense by Area 77 is too much for them to handle, but they are able to take all inhibitor turrets.
This will be a very interesting game if they're able to drag it to the very late game. We might see a reverse sweep potentially for a lot of the Area 77 fans out there. I feel like right now they are, with the two Lord pushes, they are a little bit behind Area 77 right now. They are about 5,000 gold behind New Wave, even though when we get to around 18 minutes of the game, it doesn't really matter anymore. All it really matters is who kind of gets the last hit, who gets the better come out of a next team fight.
In terms of damage right now. Looking at an item pool for both sides, you know, you look at New Wave, a heavy defensive composition they got going on right now between the Thomas, between the Grok, and also the Uranus. Not really any damage items outside of like that cursed helmet. So it looks like they're going to rely more on being the front lines and letting, you know, Ziggy and also Joppa go in for the kills. A crit over there from the Irithel, and then Lunox, you know, with the additional magic damage and burst damage is what they're going to have to rely on. But they are going into that Wan, you know, that Corrosion Scythe has been built, the Demon Hunter Sword, even more pin with the Malefic Roar, and then having a little bit of the defense with, you know, the Wind of Nature working in her favor. So this is going to be an interesting clash from both sides. But I want to say, what a beefy lineup from New Wave, and it's working. It's working right now, but we want to see what's going to happen, you know, going into the late game, especially as this is game 3. A lot is on the line for these two championship holding teams, but Joppa able to take out Pogi. We got a clash going into the top side, a potential ending maybe. Crossbow take does go down, unable to secure a kill, but Ziggy taking out Gal's Cutie. Esmeralda getting a little bit killed by Merciless with the Falling Star Moon, but unable to really do any damage and forcing New Wave on the retreat. But they are going to go for this Luminous Lord. Will Area 77 let them take this? They are down 2 members. They possibly won't be able to contest. They're going to be more on the defensive side, and this might be the push that New Wave needs to end the game.
Yeah, this is gonna be very hard to defend right now. It's another Luminous Lord. They kind of caught you with that just taking down like right before a clash even started. It's just unfortunate right now. But I think they are still able to defend it at this point. We see that well, on the New Wave side, everybody's decked out on items damage. So Area 77 right now, they're still a little bit behind in terms of items, but for Cecilion, he needs to be in a better position to do more damage on New Wave side in this next team fight. But I think they're still able to contest to defend this Lord.
Yeah, this is not just anyone. This is Luminous Lord pushing in against Area 77 with no inhibitor turrets. But we do see a clash possibly in the top lane as Ziggy takes out Pogi. Luminous Lord clashing, going down inside of the mid lane. Do we see a potential ending for the side of New Wave as Area 77 is down a member? This is game 3. A lot is on the line. Joppa taking out Lord T. Joppa with the double kill. Oh my goodness, triple kill taking out Gal's Cutie, and a finish on the side of New Wave to take game 3 and progress to the top 8 teams for North America.